Nice and clean. Fabulous. Okay, good. We've just got another minute to go before we get started. Let the last minute people jump in. Nice to see a great turnout from all over the world. Very good. Welcome, welcome everyone. Okay. Hey Mel, morning. Alex. Hey, got the team on board as well. Vicky's up nice and early. Congratulations. Mike, Mariska, got all crewing. All the Germany trip guys are here. I like it. There you go, man. All fired up. All right. Bonhoeffer! Yes. Had to get that one in there, Mike. Very, very good. You had to be there, didn't you? I mean, those that weren't there, we had Martin on stage, and he jumps on stage. He does some crazy jumping around, screaming, and then he just shouts out at the top of his lungs as loud as possible, Bonhoeffer! And the whole hall shouts back, and the whole day, that's all we were doing. So it's become a little bit of a trend all over Facebook and WhatsApp groups and whatnot. All of our different leaders from around the world, that's how they communicate with each other now. That's become the new Bonhoeffer greeting. I think that's probably going to stay with us possibly for a very, very long time. It's been stamped in our DNA. Okay, so it is time. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our training webinar this morning. I'm very excited to be sharing with you some ideas that I've picked up along the way from just being in this industry for a long, long time, 18 years so far, and still clocking up the years, enjoying every single moment of it. I love what this industry brings to the table. It really does allow us as individuals to come together and bond, build team, and also to grow. And for me, that's one of the most passionate parts of this whole process. You know, your growth is measured in terms of results, and so it's just brilliant when you can start seeing your results multiply, duplicate, and reflect what's going on in your inner world. When you can manifest what goes on in your inner world into your outer world, there's a magic around that. I believe that the old books that talk about this whole alchemy and how you can turn something from nothing, create something from nothing, these ideas are just based on turning your inner world into your outer world experience. And so many people struggle with that transition. So many people have great ideas in their minds. They see themselves as better. They see themselves as stronger and more, but they find it difficult and they struggle to transfer that inner conversation into their outer world. And so today's topic within the world of MLM is how to build leads and how to generate leads and how to work your leads. And so it starts off with improving everything, really. You know, I have a bunch of trainings that I do, and our trainings are designed to improve your attitude and your psychology to start with. See, if your attitude is in your way, then you'll trip up before you even get started. And this is where most people, I would say 90% of people in anything in life, fall because their attitude isn't right. They fail, and they fail to get back up because their attitude and mindset isn't right. And so working on your mindset, your psychology, understanding yourself, self-mastery, we call it, right? Know yourself. And so, you know, understanding why you do the things you do, how you do the things you do, how to motivate yourself, how to flick the different switches inside of yourself to get the best from yourself are some of the things that we talk about. So we train you on advanced life skills. That's one of the commitments that we have as an organization, is to make sure that every single person that comes across our path gets the best from us and from themselves. And so everything I share is tested, it's proven. There's no fluff, no hype, no kind of, you know, bells and whistles. It just is what it is. It gets results. It's just me, you know, it's me sharing with you in an open format. And so, you know, those that know me know that's how I work. I don't kind of try and jazz it up. It's just, you know, what you see is what you get, and I talk from the heart, and I'll share with you everything I know that works. And it's, you know, feel free to ask questions as we go along as well. And so my question to you is, are you ready? Are you ready for outstanding success? Are you ready to really get to grips with everything that it takes to build a huge organization around the world? Yes, I know, Mike, you are definitely ready. I can see that. Carolina, very good. Hey, Mariska's ready, definitely. I can see that. Gail in Tenerife, awesome. Really ready in the house, great. Okay, so it looks like we're all, okay, yep, I can see all the yeses coming in, fabulous. All right, so now that we're ready, I want you to say it to yourself. If you're ready, say after 3, nice and loud to yourself, I am ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, wow, that was loud. That was loud. Awesome. No, I can't hear you, but just imagine that I heard you. Beautiful. Okay, very good. So it all starts with excitement. And so excitement is the foundation of all of success in our business. It's often said that I would rather have enthusiasm on fire than knowledge on ice. And so, it's not about what you know and how much you know. It's about how excited and enthusiastic you are about what you're doing. And, when you're building this business, how much excitement and enthusiasm are you putting into your goal setting? Are you feeling it? Are you visualizing it? Are you internalizing it? Is it in your DNA? We covered the goal setting webinar last week and they got a phenomenal feedback from that. This week is all about building the list. And so how much excitement and enthusiasm will you pour into the process of making the list? Here's what you want to understand, that, when you're making the list, it's a little bit like, I don't know, some of you may have watched some of these cooking programs. And when you watch these master chefs at work, the passion they have, it's not the passion in eating the food. The passion, it's not even in the making of the food that they're going to eat, but right down to when they talk about the ingredients, the passion flows right through to that when they pick up the different ingredients and they share with you why that particular ingredients makes all the difference in the recipe. It's a little bit like that. The passion that you put into building all of this will reflect in the outcome. And so your passion in building your list is so, so important. I get so excited about life that my problems get scared. I often say that. My problems run away because of my excitement and enthusiasm. And something else, my enthusiasm is so infectious, it comes with a wealth warning. And so, everyone else, you better get ready. If you're ready for wealth, then this is certainly the right place to be. But if you're not, then you better get ready. You better get your mind to shift and be on your side rather than against you. And so I want to invite all of you to dare to be excited, dare to express your excitement, dare to be enthusiastic around people that aren't. Be enthusiastic around people that you're not used to being enthusiastic around. There are certain people that when you're in their company, you stifle yourself, you get reserved, you kind of shut off, you go behind behind enemy lines, right? You kind of conform to their expectation of you. Be a little bit bold and courageous, step outside of their expectation of you, be unafraid, be courageous, be bold, be outspoken a little bit. I'm not saying get in people's faces, I'm not saying disturb other people, I'm not saying make them run away from you, I'm saying inspire them, enthrall them with your excitement. And so when you do this, then something changes in the world, because now you start building you. And when you can start to express yourself more freely, the more people are interested in what it is that you're doing. Then you've got to bulletproof your attitude. Excuse me. Bulletproof your mind. It's like you've got to get really, really good at this stuff. There are people out there that will do everything they can to take you out of your own game. There you are, busy just building your future, building your dreams, working on you. And, I don't know what it is about those people, but there are people out there, not many, but there are people out there that they will do everything they can to take you out of your flow. They're like snipers, negative snipers. And you've got to become a sniper. You've got to become a positive sniper. You've got to start taking out these negative people before they take you out. And so, don't let negatrons steal your dreams. Bulletproof your mind and your spirit. Stay close to positrons because they move you forward towards your promised land. And so what do I mean? Well, one of the big keys of success, I always stress on this, is that your peer group determines the direction that you go in. The people you hang around with, the people that you spend your time with, determine massively the altitude that you achieve, the heights that you will reach. So make sure that the people you spend your time with are the kind of people that support who you are, the direction you're going in, and stand for a better you. Thank you, Vicky, for that. It's good to have backup like that, isn't it? And so, make sure that your attitude reflects your expectation of your outer world. Your inner world will reflect in the outer world when it becomes real, when you're congruent, when you start to really kind of integrate your outer world with your inner world and express yourself freely in the outer world. So I often show this slide here, your success cycle. There's different components in this business that make up the whole pie, so to speak, of success. Starts with inviting. It's like, yes, we've covered the goal setting and leads, but then it goes into inviting, and then how you operate once you start inviting people. Keeping it simple and sexy, your attitude, your ability to create interest and build up their desire, your ability to get them to take action. All of these different pieces of the pie are key components that I'll be covering in future trainings, but you really have to understand that all of these, as important as they are, like I said, these are the simple skills that you can learn along the way. But the two foundations that all of this is pinned upon: your ability to set solid goals that inspire you, and your ability to build a solid list that never ends. And so, when building that list, you want to identify what I call your Tommies. What are the Tommies? These are the contacts that you have that they trust you and you trust them to start with. It makes your life so much easier when you're communicating with people, that there is trust in that relationship in. And then make sure that they're open-minded, that they're motivated, influential, enthusiastic, successful. These are all ticks that you want next to the names of the people that you're about to share your great future, your vision of your future, this fantastic new opportunity with. When you're sharing this with them, then make sure that the foundations are in place. The more of these that are in place in each relationship, the more likely you are able to express yourself freely, communicate effectively, and influence people. And ultimately, that's what we're here in. That's the game that we're in. The game that we play is the game of building relationships and influencing. And so, the ability to develop friendships and relationships with people, and then influence those friendships and relationships for the better of both parties, you and them and the world. And so it's all about improving. It's all about betterment. It's all about getting the best from and the best for. And so as you start building this list of yours, then make sure that you qualify that list. So here's the thing. You don't prejudge on a list. Never prejudge when building the list. When you're going through the list building process, always make sure that you're, kind of eliminating every time you find that little voice in your mind that says, oh no, they won't, or they can't, or will they, or any little kind of voice that comes up before you put their name on the list. Just put the name on the list. And here's one of the things I'm a big fan of. Separate the list. Make the list so that it's not like, oh yeah, my list is in my phone. That doesn't work. Or my list is on my computer. That doesn't work. It has to be in a separate space. So you've got to separate. This has got to become your business list. So it's a little bit like now what you're doing is taking the ingredients out of the cupboards that you're going to play with. So what are the ingredients that you want? All of them. You want all of the ingredients at your disposal. And so bring them all out from the garage, bring them all out from wherever they're hidden in the back of the cupboards, bring it all to the forefront. So get every name down. Here's the thing, you don't know who's going to say yes and who's not going to say yes. And so as you're going through this process of, kind of elimination, I guess, of the list, edifying the list and, kind of sifting, the list, actually, getting through it. When you're sifting that list and sorting through the list, finding the people that are ready, then the bigger the list, the higher your rate of success. It's just one of those things. People often say, oh yeah, but Kalpesh, whatever you do, you're always going to be successful. Yes, that's right. I am. And the reason is because I've done this work. I've worked on myself so much over the years that my success doesn't depend on somebody else or something else. I know that it's just a sequence of events. And I know that sequence, it's like when you're baking that cake, it's not just the ingredients, but it's the sequence with which you put the ingredients into the cake that also matter. You can't just get the sugar and the egg first, mix that up, and then add the flour afterwards. It doesn't work in that direction. So there's a certain sequence that it's got to work in. What goes in first, what goes in next, at what point the mixing is done, how much mixing is done. All of that is exactly how this business works. This is no different. There's the ingredients, and then there's how you work those ingredients. That's what I'm teaching you here. So how do you qualify that list? Well, very simple. I have this sheet approach. So you get a landscape sheet. On the left-hand side, you want to have the names of everyone you know. Just list the names all the way down. And then you have their contacts as well, right? So make sure that you've got their names and their contacts. And then once you've got their name and contact details down on a separate list, this is your business list, then you want to start writing across the top of the list, of the sheet, right across the top. Just write down all your Tommies, your trust, your open-minded, are they motivated and inspired by money? Are they the kind of people that will find the money if they have to? What kind of people they are. Just make that list right across the top and start ticking across each name, each and every person you come across. Is there trust in the relationship? Do you think in your world, do they represent an open-minded approach to life? Do they talk about better things in life? Do they talk about improvement? Do they talk about wanting a better life for themselves and the people around them? Find out what their conversations are. And then on the right-hand side, one of the most important parts is their hot buttons. Find out as much as you can about them before you pitch your business. How many times do people not take the time to do this? Find out what it is about your potential prospect. They're not a prospect until you've qualified them. So find out about your potential prospect, what it is that they want, what it is that they're inspired by, what are their goals, their dreams, their vision, their grander vision for themselves, for their life. Here's what I always say. It's easier to give people what they want than what you've got. Doesn't matter how good what you've got is. If somebody doesn't want it, then it's hard work. You're pushing water uphill. It's a crazy, crazy thing to do. Why would you do that to yourself? Make life easier, not harder. Make life simpler, not more difficult. And so this simple approach instantly gives you the advantage in the conversation. Can you see that? Straight away, the minute you start qualifying your list, you have the upper hand. You know your client, you know your customer, you know your friend, you know your potential business partner in advance. And so now when you approach them, the conversation gets a lot easier. The conversation flows much more smoothly. I'll give some examples of that in a little while. So now you've got to work that list, right? So working that list again, how do you work the list again? You work it quickly, momentum. This business doesn't work slow, it works fast. A lot of people fall into the trap of, not getting started or starting slowly. And, just the nature of the beast. Your momentum is built through speed. And the speed of the team is determined by the speed of the leader. And you're the leader in your organization. The day you start, you've got to hit this hard and fast. And you've got to keep on hitting it hard and fast. You've got to contact as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. Once you've qualified the people and you know who you're speaking to, that conveyor belt, because it's constantly now moving along. You're always adding new people to the list. You're always qualifying your new people. You're always finding out more about them. You're always, researching and communicating and getting a feel. So now you've got a consistent movement, a conveyor belt approach to building your list. It doesn't stop. You're meeting people all the time. Get out to events. Meet people at events. Go to different events that have something to do with your industry. Entrepreneurial events. Breakfast meetings, BNI, different organizations that are generic organizations that just encourage people to get together around the world in different pockets of the world in different ways. Each one of you in your country has a version of local entrepreneurs that get together on a regular basis. Get into those venues and start rubbing shoulders and meeting people and get familiar, become the familiar face. These are all the things that I did. People got to know me, they got to know my face, they got to trust me, they got to like me. And again, when you start understanding this, everyone has a perception of you. What is that perception? Are you the kind of person that shows up and puts out? Are you the kind of person that gets things done? Are you the kind of person that is, results driven, results oriented? Are you the kind of person that leads? Are you the kind of person that's enthusiastic and passionate all the time? Are you always smiling? Are you always excited? Are you always pressing forward? Are you always connecting and adding value and moving people along? All of these things that you do on a consistent basis, that you represent who you are in the world, land in people's minds, and they create an imprint in their mind. And over time, they develop an association. They develop an association with you, how you occur in their world. And people don't follow timid people. People don't follow people that are hidden in the background. People don't follow people that are looking for kind of direction. People only follow people that know where they're going, who they are, what they're up to. They're congruent, they're integrated, they just show up and they're consistent over time. So you've got to develop these muscles of yours so that you're consistent over time. Some of you are like, one day you're excited and happy, the next day you're sad and you're miserable and the whole world is falling apart and you're crying, and that doesn't work. People aren't interested in following that. They're interested in following somebody that's got it worked out. People that have got the answers, people that know how to manage themselves and bring out the best in themselves in every situation. When you're the kind of person that lands on your feet all the time, that's what people want. So you've got to be the kind of person that always lands on your feet. What does that take? It takes knowing yourself. It takes trusting yourself. It takes being the best that you can be all the time. And that's a huge pressure when you don't have those skills. When you have those skills, there's no pressure. And that's the beautiful thing. There's a transition of not having those skills at the beginning and then moving yourself along this path of getting and gaining those skills and accessing them and developing them. And that's why I always say that personal development is the journey of this business. This business is about transformation. It's about your growth as an individual. And the more you grow, the more you attract. There'll be more and more people that connect with you. Another great thing of, these days that you've got, another great access of building the list is social media. We're in that business already. But again, I appreciate our platform is just for us at the moment and our friends, but get out there onto LinkedIn and, Facebook and all these other platforms and connect with people. Start building and bragging about yourself. Tell people who you are. Let people know who you are. Let them know that you're here to deliver value, to make a difference, to contribute, to add value, to connect, to make that difference, to just let them know what you're up to. Start letting people know. People don't know unless you let them know what you're about, and start sharing. And so now you become attractive to the right kind of people. The right kind of people will find you, and they'll add you, and they'll start communicating with you and building a relationship and developing that relationship with you. And that becomes so much easier. Now you're attracting the right kind of people by using the power of the internet. But it is always about relationships. Don't forget that. It's not about mass marketing. It's not about throwing tons of mud at the wall. It is for some people. I'm sharing with you how my approach is. I'm not about throwing mud at the wall and, let's build a list of 200,000 people. You don't need a list of 200,000 people. You just need a few. You need a few that know you, that like you, that trust you, that want to do business with you, that want to connect with you, that that they resonate with you, that want to be on your energy. It only takes a few. It doesn't take hundreds of people or thousands of people. It takes a few. And so, yes, you've got to find those few. That's the work, is finding those few. If you can build a multi-million pound or euro business in this industry with, I don't know, like having recruited maybe 50 to 100 people in your networking time. If you recruit 50 to 100 people, you're guaranteed pretty much to make a fortune in this industry. Because out of those 50 to 100 that you recruit over time, you'll find maybe a dozen, 5 to 10 that will be like you are. That's all you're looking for. You're looking for people that are like you. They're self-starters. They're motivated. They're inspired. They're the kind of people that just get things done. And so compress timeframes, collapse timeframes, make things happen. And then start promoting the next event. That's what we do. We invite people to look at the information. We invite people to meet us in person, ideally if they're nearby within the vicinity, or if you're in their vicinity. So always live meetings are the best meetings, but failing that, online meetings are a great option like this on different mediums through the internet, or again, local meetings, cafes, hotel foyers, lobbies, homes, your home, their home, it doesn't matter. Whenever you can meet people one-on-one, if you can't, then get them online and then get them plugged into the system. And so our next event for here in the UK is on the 2nd of November. We've got our Super Saturday coming up very soon, next weekend in fact. And so get yourself there. I'm sacrificing my Diwali weekend. I wasn't supposed to be working this weekend, but because of certain other events that showed up and other priorities that had to take place, we were supposed to have this event on the 9th originally. But now I'm in Dubai on the 9th, and so I had to make some adjustments. And so my leaders had to make some adjustments. And that's how the business works. We are the people that land on our feet. We make things happen. We don't hope things happen. And so all of a sudden we've brought it a week forward, and now I'm working on my Diwali weekend, which is like a equivalent of a Christmas weekend, right? But that's fine, because you're worth it. And if you're worth it, then I'll do it. And so, on the 2nd of November, next Saturday, 11 a.m. we start. So get there, 10:30 registration. We'll start at 11. And we'll be done by about 4 or 5 o'clock. And we'll go through a whole, this is one part of what we do, but we'll go through a whole training day. Some of you have already attended, and you know the power of these events. They're life-changing, they're transformational. So you can book your event for the UK on ijustdoit.com. Go there, get that booked. The price goes up the closer we get to the event. So get it booked ASAP. I'm holding these events all the time around the world. I know that we're working currently with some leaders in Holland to get it done in Holland soon as well. We're also working for Ireland trips soon as well. My schedule, I'm going to be here in London next weekend. The weekend after that, I'm in Dubai at a massive conference speaking. The week after that, I'm going to be in India. I'm looking to then go to Lebanon the weekend after that. And then the week after that, I don't know. I'll work it out when I get there, right? The world is our oyster. But if you want to book me again for these events, there's a structure and a flow that we follow. Get in touch with the office. They'll let you know what we need on your part. But you can get me to come to your event, to your area. If you fill a room full of people, or the numbers work, then we'll make it work. So on that note, I want to thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm glad that you shared this morning with me, or this afternoon, or this evening, wherever you are. And the next topic I'm going to cover on this training webinar is going to be where I'm going to share my strategy on effective inviting skills. So now we've done the goal setting, goal getting webinar. We've done the list building and list harvesting webinar, lead generation, how to build that list and how to constantly add to it. And the next thing is going to be how to invite, what are the invitation skills that work best, tried and tested skills that work. And so, each time we do one of these training events, I'll just break it down into small chunks. And, I've had demand actually for interactive training, so I'm going to work on that. That's one of the things we're going to add very soon, where we'll open it up to, make it more interactive. And that's it really. So thank you very much for being here. And I look forward to connecting with you very soon. And yet, of course, Mondays we have the event in Uxbridge in West London, run by Roger. And on Tuesday, announced the meeting on the. Oh, I did. Yes, Kay Heisel. I did announce that. It's been changed, as I've just said. So yeah, we have meetings in London with different leaders around. I know that they talk about doing a north, east, south, west setup. So again, keep your ears close to the ground, speak to your leaders and find out where the nearest events and venues are taking place. So thank you once again. You guys have been awesome, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Take care. Adios, amigos. Have a great week. Ciao, bye.